Yo, what is up, YouTube? You read the title. I have some very bad news about my nephew. Uh, you know, recently, yesterday he broke his wrist, and I'm gonna tell you the full story here. All right. So obviously it was just an ordinary day. He's like 10. But he knows how to drive four-wheeler and stuff, so uh, you know, he likes to drive four-wheelers, he likes to drive bikes. It's pretty cool. So, it's just an average day. I'm sitting in the living room on Xbox, playing Escapist 2. But, my mom and dad said they were about to leave. They were going to Sheets. Can't remember what they were getting. Oh, yeah, they got some food for me and Colton. And, well, I had to watch my other little nephew, and my brother was playing Fortnite, his game. He was playing his game, Fortnite. And, well, he came down, and we were just sitting there, and I was playing my game. David, my brother, he was watching me play my game, and he had the baby in his hands, and he was about ready to doze off, go to sleep, because it's been a long day. I took like a bunch of naps that day. I was very tired, and we're just sitting there, and this is not what I heard, but from what my brother said, he said he heard screaming, like a faint scream in the distance. And, I didn't hear anything. I was focused on the game. You know me when I'm in my gaming and stuff, when I'm into gaming. And, well, he thought it was, he thought it was the baby waking up, but, that's the thing. He wasn't holding the baby. The baby was asleep on the couch. He thought the baby was waking up, groaning from about to wake up, And then, I'm just sitting there, and I don't hear anything, and then I hear my nephew scream. I'm like, what the heck is he screaming? And then he runs inside, and I see his wrist and his hand. And for a minute, his glove was kind of hanging out. So, I thought he was pulling some kind of joke because it looked worse than what a broken wrist would look like. And then I seen one of his bones in his hand were kind of deformed and popped out. And then, my heart dropped to my stomach, and I was starting to panic. Nobody was home. It was only my brother, and all I heard him was screaming. I was trying to calm him down. Me and my brother was trying to calm him down. I tried finding some ice for him, and my brother went to go see out back what the heck happened. And, well, I didn't know what happened. I was in the house. I was with my nephew. I don't know where David was going. I was thinking in my head, we have to call the paramedics now. So, I didn't know what to do. But then, I ran outside to see what my brother was doing, and turns out Colton, my nephew, said that he crashed his four-wheeler and broke his wrist. Or not broke his wrist. Yeah, basically broke his wrist, but at the time I didn't know that. So he ran back there to see what happened, and from what he said he sat there and was thinking how he would break his wrist. And, well, it had to be from the impact, so, but, the right tire hit the tree, but he broke his left wrist, left wrist, and you know, you know how your wheel would turn, like if you were to impact on like one side of your bike, your handlebars would kind of twist, like jerk. You know, it had to be from the impact, right? So back to the house. I was sitting in the house. I didn't know what to do, and I was coming back up. I was calling my brother's name, and he came in the house, and all I hear is Colton, my nephew, screaming. And I looked at his wrist, and he was starting to move his fingers, you know, to make sure. And I was like, buddy, don't move your fingers, man, because, you know, you can mess up whatever happened to your wrist or whatever. Now, at the time, we thought that his wrist was popped out, but it turned out it was broken. So, like, I might as well show you where he wrecked at right about now. This is the image where he wrecked into the tree, and that right there is where he chipped the wood when he crashed. And, you know, as you seen in the image, there was a broken stick. And, you know, which that, you know, that's pretty insane, like, what happened. He broke his wrist and stuff. Where was I at again? Let's see. Oh, alright. So, you know, at the time, we thought it was popped out, but it was actually broken. So, we didn't know what to do. I asked my brother if he can call 911, but, he told me that he couldn't because there wasn't an adult. You know, my brother's like 22, you know, and he said he couldn't call because there had to be an adult, and if they arrived, then nobody would be able to ride with him. So we tried calling his mom. We called his mom, and we called his dad, and we told everybody about it. And my mom and dad came home. Thankfully, it felt like an hour, but they came home, and they came and looked at his wrist, and, you know, everybody was freaked out, like, they didn't know what to do. Nobody knew what to do, and I was sitting there like, somebody call 911, dude, come on. And, like, we were calling his parents, and my mom was like, does his mom and dad know? I'm like, and I said, yeah, and then, you know, I told my mom, just call 911 right now. Let his mother know to go to the hospital with him. So we called 911. I told Colton, my nephew, to calm down, and, you know, I asked him where it hurt at, and it was the wrist. I'm like, what does it feel like? He said, I really don't even know. I've never experienced this before. And yes, he actually, a long time ago, he fell off his bunk bed and cracked his, what do you call that? His arm, his arm, where his wrist was. But he didn't break his wrist. He cracked his arm. So, you know, when I went outside and I heard the sirens. I'm like, guys, the paramedics are coming right now. And the police came, like one police officer came, and then the ambulance came, and can't think I don't know who those people are, but like they're one of those specialists that come and check up on whatever you broke or whatever. I don't know, but there was this lady, and the firemen came to see, like, to pull out, like, if it was, like, I don't know why, but nobody told them that. I don't know if anybody told him that he didn't crash, but whatchamacallit, you know, they came to the house, and the lady checked up on his wrist, and you know, they did like the thing where if he was able to feel his fingers, and can't think. So the lady said that his wrist was either broken here, like up where his, those wrist bones right here, or like his arm where his wrist connects to. And I didn't know what was going on. Like I felt kind of bad, man, because he was in pain. It was quite disturbing to see somebody's arm like that. Because personally, I've never, from my experience, I've never broken a bone ever. So I don't know what that feels like. And, I'm thinking in my head, bro, like, is it broken? I'm sure it's, popped out, man. But no, it turned out to be broken. And, the paramedics came. He had to be put in the bed. They wrapped up his wrist, and before Colton left, he was crying and stuff, and I told him, bro, you're gonna be alright. And what he told me, or told us, is I asked him, what happened, man? How'd you break your wrist? He said he didn't know. He said while he was coming up to the house, he blacked out, and I'm sure it wasn't for long. And then he said as soon as he blacked out, he got up and ran to the house. And, well, I don't know, man. He went off, I told him everything was going to be alright, man. And, I was hoping that, he'd believe me, and I'm sure he does. I'm sure he believes me. And, I love him. He's a good nephew. I have a bunch of other nephews and nieces, but they're all the same. I like them all. I love them all. And sorry, I can't really think straight. He left, and my mom, which is his grandma, went with him in the ambulance. And his mom went too, and he was in the hospital all night. He had to stay there all night, and obviously his mom called us, and we talked to him. I told him everything's gonna be alright, buddy, don't worry. And apparently they knocked him out, and at the hospital they knocked him out, and they tried resetting his arm, his wrist, and it wasn't working. But I don't know if they did or not, or they got it correctly, because they had to go to the hospital, the other hospital, the big hospital, and try to reset his wrist. And I think they did. I don't know. I don't know the full story about that, but I'm assuming they did. But he stayed all night at the hospital, and I asked him how he was feeling. He said, I'm feeling alright. It's alright, man. I'm okay. And I said, well, that's good. And I can't remember. Oh yeah. Today, he was sent home with a cast, and they're trying to see if his arm will straighten out, and trying to see if his arm would straighten out a little bit, because you know what casts do. It turned out that he broke the two bones that connect to his wrist, and he had to have a cast on. It was a little bit straightened out, or it was straightened out, I think. I don't know. And from what I heard is, if he's gonna have it on for a week, and if it's not straightened out, or if it's not healed, or not healed, but if it's not straightened out correctly, he's gonna have to have surgery on his hand, or wrist, or hand. And I'm not sure what, I don't know, I'm not sure what's gonna go through his head when he has to go to surgery. But, you know, he's gonna have to, or else his wrist is gonna be like that forever. So, I haven't gotten an update since, because, you know, he has to wear a cast until a week. So, until a week, I'll let you guys know if he has to get surgery or not. So, until then, I hope the guy doesn't have to get surgery. But, you know, if he does, I hope it goes flawlessly and nothing goes wrong, you know. Because, you know, I love him. And if he's watching right now, buddy, I hope you're alright, and I hope you know everything's going to be alright. Because, you know you're strong. You're a pretty brave man. So, that's basically it until I get other news about what happened to his wrist. I obviously don't have a picture of his wrist because, you know, at the time, holy crap, it was, I don't know, man, it was crazy. And, the four-wheeler he was riding, I'm gonna show a picture right now. It doesn't look like it has any kind of scratches on it or marks. This is a recent picture of what I took of it, and it doesn't look like it has any scratches or marks. So yeah, same with his helmet. I looked at it all around and stuff. I didn't see any scratch marks, but it looks okay. But I don't know, man. I don't know how he broke his wrist, but it had to be from the impact when he crashed. And the funny part is that after he broke his wrist, he's like, "Yeah, man, I want to go out riding still." And I'm like, "Bro, you're crazy." But, you know, I still haven't got to see him, you know, because he's at his house right now resting, you know. And, you know, hopefully he's alright, and, you know, everything's alright, man. So, that's gonna be the end of the video. Until next week, I'm gonna post on what happened. So, I hope the guy feels better. Thank you guys for tuning in. You know, I'll check in on a week on the update. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.